Hey guys, Beast here, and want to give you a first look. Now, this is very unlike my channel. Normally I keep things for 3 years before I ever do a review on them, but something that is coming up is the GoPro5 is coming out. And I know a lot of you motovloggers and a lot of you adventurers are going to be looking at it. And I gotta say, I decided to go with the Garmin Virb. Couple things, the new GoPro doesn't look like it's going to have a very easily attached sort of Sena backpack, and a lot of you guys know how much I love the Sena backpack. The GoPro 5 also isn't going to have any Bluetooth that accepts audio. It's only for pairing other like remotes and things like that. The Garmin Virb Ultra 30 does, and what I've done is it took about 2 seconds to connect my 20S, my Sena Bluetooth comm system, and I'm running audio into the Virb just like I was with the Sena backpack on the earlier GoPros. Now, I never did go to the 4. I had a 3 Plus that I've been running for the last few years, so I'm looking forward to using the Garmin Ultra. But there's just a couple things that I really want to bring to your attention that I really thought was super thought out, and I really like it. A couple things. It's got all the standard sort of mounts. These are all the standard, GoPro style mounts. It uses all the same threads, things like that. Something I thought they did exceptionally well was they have a captured nut. So you're never going to lose that little nut on the other side. It is also using an Allen setup in here, which I believe is a number 4. I happen to have a number 4 with me here. So that it runs a number 4. These finger nuts are still a bit wide, and I would still highly recommend going to the M5s like I do all my other action cameras, but to know that it'll actually use the same wrench if you need it to. The material, I had to take my knife and scrape a little bit because I thought these were aluminum. They feel so much more sturdy than the GoPro stuff. The attachment system, this is the curved, and there's obviously a flat attachment, but as you can see, it runs kind of this odd shaped sort of TIE fighter engagement. So this would be attached to your camera. You stick that down in there, and then this thing locks, and it locks super sturdy. So nice click. So what that's doing is it's rotating 90 degrees and completely locking those huge lugs in place. And it's just that quick to undo, and you get your GoPro right back out of the mount. You don't have to unscrew or screw around with anything. I like the quick release, and again, this feels super sturdy. And again, I thought it was aluminum initially when I felt it and held it in my hand. I thought all of these were maybe machined aluminum. It's just really well done plastic. It looks like a GoPro, so you're going to get all this sort of form factor and function of a GoPro. Yes, it's got like improved microphones, and you guys can go check all the specs. I'm sure there's these nerds that are just geeking out on unboxing videos of these things. That's not really what I want to go over. Go check the specs. Yes, it comes with a non-waterproof door. The unit itself is not waterproof. You will have to keep it in its case. There's a skeleton case that does not come with it. That is extra. However, I think I may be getting it down the road so I can access the charging ports. Slightly different door. Haven't really had any issues with gloves yet, but haven't used it that much. You basically just pinch it to open it. Again, access the GoPro inside. Identical sort of buttons on top. Not a big surprise there, but a couple things I want to go over. We'll get rid of that. Again, same thing. This thing feels hefty. It feels like you just spent $400 instead of the lightweight plastic of the GoPro. So again, I know the GoPro 5 is basically doesn't need the housing. You can replace the outside lens, where this is still going to have to be in its case if you want to have the waterproofness. So that's not a huge deal breaker for me. I'll probably always have it in the case because of the environments that I run. Dudes are shooting rocks and roosting rocks at me, from the motorcycle. I'm going to run different audio through my helmet. I'm not going to rely on the audio from there, but it just feels very hefty and well done. On-off button, Wi-Fi is all on top, but touchscreen, just like the GoPro, takes some really nice low light. Now, in fairness, I've not tried the GoPro 4. I know that improved low light, and the GoPro 5 I'm sure will be a slight increase. I'll put in a quick photo of my kitchen with just under counter lighting, and it was handheld. And then if you look at the I did an outdoor picture, because you can basically say, okay Garmin, take a picture. And it just took a picture. So you can actually do voice commands. I know the new GoPro does the same thing, but I will say if you're trying to get low light capture, it's nice not to hold and shake this, to set it down and say, okay Garmin, take a picture. And it can do that without having you touch the button and screw up the whole thing. That's the worst thing about GoPros and these sort of action cameras is they sort of hesitate and they take a little bit longer for the shutter to happen. It's got all the same things you can find on the GoPros. I'm almost sure of it, but I like the fact that it's actually got just the button to take a picture like a standard camera. And now if I turn this off, this is my favorite feature of the whole thing. And I know that the GoPro has the one-touch recording that you can set up. However, it just didn't always work and I didn't always feel confident that it was doing it. Watch this. In order to record a video, this thing is off now. I flipped a switch, very sturdy switch. It powers up and instantly starts recording. That's it. Beautiful sunset, crazy traffic, amazing twisties. I'm now recording my studio, which is a mess in the moment, just outside this camera view. I'm now recording. I flip it off. I throw it on the ground. It powers off. It's done. Done recording, powered off, saving the battery. And it uses a standard USB over here. I'm sure there's a microphone attachment. But like I said, it's got Bluetooth, so it goes right to your Cena. Does everything all the other GoPros do, so you can do amazing resolution in 1080. This does have stabilization, so now you're up with the GoPro5 and up with the Sony. It obviously doesn't do stabilization at 4K because what you're doing is you're cropping in for that electronic stabilization, and it's not going to crop in on a 4K picture. The battery life is about the same as GoPro. It's a little over 2 hours on one battery. At the moment, it's difficult to get the batteries for them, so I'm hoping Wasabi and a few other third parties will eventually catch up here, as they do with the other Virbs. What else do we got on here? Just very thought out, very cool camera. Again, you guys know I did the video on the Virb, on the Revel. I'm really looking forward to the stabilization on that thing. However, it's not ready. I'm looking to get a new 4K camera to go down to Antarctica and to do some more motorcycle trips. And I was ready to update. And out of the options that were coming up, including the GoPro5, the only reason I'd go with the GoPro5 is maybe for the drone. I'm looking forward to seeing more reviews on it to see how it performs. And if that happens, then maybe I'll just get the Session, and then I'll have a Session as a backup for other things. But very cool setup. I know GoPro is going to be up there and doing amazing things. The other thing was this initially was $500, and about a day later after they announced this guy, GoPro did their announcement of their GoPro5, and that immediately dropped this to $400 to match the GoPro prices. So that's what I picked this up as. Highly recommend. Do your research, but that's what I'm going to be running. So if you guys are wondering what the image quality is, what the audio is for the motorcycle trips, it is the Virb Ultra for now. So this has been an 8-minute video, too long. I'll see you guys later.